Be the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
Owura Martin Kpebu ababonten abekasa. Die kofa ba ya eye OSP Owura Kissi Agyebeng eche no. Na usua se wutie Martin Kpebu audio ya Nsem-Pii TV ye de ba besumwo a obehu se Ghana ye judicial system no se sei no eye atomsoma abusua enya asam ketwa. Na mesrew se obeka me ho na mede wabohwi na Owura Martin Kpebu woka se ye chie na okuduru OSP office na wo munya charge bi anfa no na soja ni di na tem no so di soja ni na tem no na ye gina so se soja ni ye wodi na tem ti no ya chew ye ma obi e ma okofi na ni nyina no Owura Martin Kpebu wahwehwe ni nyina gu ho a abusua enya asam ketwa wo say wo 13 charges against Owura Kissi Agyebeng na wonyina yi pa se wono wantwe na se wirerede amfa na ko gina Ghana court na Owura Kissi Agyebeng huna wonsere no yanko na ensema Martin Kpebu yeyi no wahwe gu ho na wokọ OSP office ye chi no ensempa course wo ho no so oko TV bra ye ba Nsem-Pii TV yinitifo ebeto aso.
Didn't do anything that deserves an arrest. So somehow it was like like a fairy tale. So my spirits were still up. I mean, when I was taken into custody, I was here to, be undressed, and then you do the custody gowns and those. So my spirits were still very high because I knew that I hadn't done anything wrong. Look, what they've actually done is that this is a suicide mission that Kissi Agyebeng's OSP has embarked on. Yeah, he can pretend he has nothing to do with it, but he's the head. Okay, the one who called the policeman to arrest me, he's called Seth Ablomensa. He's the chief of staff at the OSP. He's the one who directed Mr. Opoku, the policeman, to arrest me, right? And what was it? We see earlier on in the day when I went in there, I came out to grant an interview. So when I returned, then there was a soldier. Can you imagine? We'll come to what a soldier is doing at the OSP, performing police duties. We'll leave that aside. But when I got back into the OSP, then one of the soldiers told me, and by the way, they weren't wearing name tags. They didn't have name tags, and yet they were performing police duties. And there were two policemen too. So one of the soldiers told me that we allowed you to park. You see, the tone we allowed you to park was like even parking was a favor. So I didn't understand. Next time when you come in here, we will not allow you to go out. So I retorted that no, he has no right to curtail my rights. In any event, I'm just there to help. Right? They said, come and give further information. I'm not under any investigation. I'm not a suspect. I'm not an accused person. So then I continued going. Then a colleague of his, another soldier, then shouted to me that next time I do that, I will see. That's what I said. Next time. So that kind of threat, the Ghanaian English. Next time you do that, you will see. In Ghanaian English, that means he will cause me some harm. You will see. There will be consequences, even if it's not physical harm, but there will be consequences. So I turned and gave him the same answer that no, he has no right. I'm not a suspect. Even a suspect, can you do that? So I said he had no right. Then next thing I knew, he said, I'm stupid. That's what the soldier said. The soldier said, I am stupid. Oh, of course. So I turned back and told him that he's also stupid. So we exchanged a few words. And then one of my lawyers pulled me for us to go in. We went, and then, as usual, the OSP chose to present employees. When we had made it clear at the second meeting that, look, considering that almost all of my allegations are against Kissi Agyebeng, who is a special prosecutor, and these are his subordinates. The subordinates can't do much about their bosses. Martin, I say do that. Can you investigate, even let's say, Mr. Nyama, your this COO? You can't investigate Mr. Nyama, much less the MD. So that's the same thing. And even before I was invited, Ghanaians had said it on various social media and private messages to me that how can OSP investigate itself? But me, I'm a law-abiding citizen. I thought that as long as they can do something to accommodate that, to show independence, I'm willing to give the information. In any event, I'm almost done. I'm presenting a petition to the president for onward submission to the CJ. I have a lot of charges. As I'm talking to now, I have over 15 charges against Kissi Agyebeng. I'm not running away from this fight. So the least they shouldn't have even tried it. You don't try such a thing. You see, you don't try such a thing. It just tells you the very incompetency. My arrest and detention underscores the incompetence with which Kissi Agyebeng sat down and allowed Ofuriatta to run. Kissi is not up to scratch. Kissi has never been up to scratch. Because you see, how would you arrest Kpebu when I had already said it? Today is 3rd December. I mentioned on 2nd of November, you can check on the key points that I'll be presenting a petition for his removal. So such a person like me, and you know me, once I say I'm going to do this, I'll do it. So just stay clear of. Look, I don't mind the arrest, even assuming the exchanges with the soldier were illegal and so amount to something that they want to arrest. Remember in law, there's a difference between arrest and detention. The arrest is you tag the person, you are under arrest, I'm investigating you for so and so offense. So when you are done, admit the person to bail, right? Then let the investigations continue. Can you imagine Ablomensa said, yes, they were admitting me to bail, but I should bring a property in my name. For what? So a soldier insults me, Martin, you are stupid, and I also tell him you are stupid. That's the effect of the words. So
that's the reason why you were detained.
Yes, that I should bring property in my name. And where's the indenture? Fortunately for me, my office is just about 10 minutes from the OS. I have indenture in the office. So when we argued, my lawyers argued for about 15, not that continuously 15. My lawyers made a plea that, look, I should be given self-recognizance bail, right? And then Ablomensa said, okay, he would go consult. So he stepped out. So we thought it was going to be a favorable response. So when then subsequently he came in about 15 minutes and said, no, they would not do so. They will not vary the conditions to give self-recognizance. So then I told Mr. Marcelinus Bia, one of my lawyers who accompanied me, okay, Marcel, go to the office. I have indenture in my name. Just bring it. And my office is just, you can see, you can attest. This is less than 10 meters they drive to the OSP. So Marcel came. Long story short, so Mr. Ablomensa asked that I be handcuffed and taken into custody. That it was too late, and that even when we brought the indenture, they would have to do verification. So practically talking about justification for exchanging words with a soldier who didn't know the right thing. He's not supposed to be performing police duties. A soldier performing police duties in the OSP. You see the very thing we've been talking about. Article 210 of our constitution is clear that, look, you soldiers for war and then maybe some development activities. But here you had the police, two policemen in there. And so if anything, if you think the building is under threat, anything, you use the soldiers as backup. But if you go to the OSP, the soldiers are performing frontline duties. You see, this thing have been mentioned that soldiers are taking away the work of the police. You see it has manifested. It's not only in the Galamsey fight. Now, ordinary OSP, soldiers have taken away the work of the police, performing frontline duties. If you think the building is under threat, let the soldiers be at the back. Let the soldiers be at the back. What are they doing front line? And there was a policeman. Now let me repeat with all the emphasis. Look, get it. You see, as I mentioned, the policeman who initially came and told us to move, we shouldn't do the interview where we were. You know, when I came in, he said nothing to me. He's Mr. J. I don't see his first name. Usually they just put the surname. J. He stood there. He was quiet. Then I went past him. But these soldiers who couldn't contain it. So you see that there's a difference in the training. Police are trained differently from soldiers. Soldiers is war, high aggression. So for them, they couldn't contain it. So the policeman who came and, just like we're doing this interview, told us to move from there. We're not on the direct frontage of the OSP. The interview was being done on an ECG facility, which is near the entrance. So perhaps ECG to provide backup electricity for OSP and the other buildings in the area. But when you go there, you see that this is an ECG facility. So that's where the interviews were being granted. But even then, when Mr. J, the policeman, came and said we should move, the Joy News cameraman and Fatal, the journalists who were interviewing me, they were questioning his authority, because for them, they were clear that this is an ECG facility, not OSP. No, their camera, I'm sure, were live. it will bear me. I had to intervene that, look, I don't want to argue. You see, like we say, to paraphrase, when you go hunting for an elephant, don't concern yourself with rabbits, snails, and those things. No, we knew that Kissi Agyebeng must leave because he's incompetent, he's corrupt, etc. That's the thing. So I didn't want the story to expand. So the moment the policeman, Mr. J, said we should move, you will even see, I'm sure their camera, the Joy News camera will capture. You see me pushing them that no, let's go, I don't want an argument. So I pushed them. So we went off the ECG facility and did the interview further off. Then I walked in. When I walked in, so the policeman who came and asked us to move, so I met him. He didn't say anything. I bypassed him, still going to the OSP yard. Then these soldiers who have bad temperament, you see, like I said, very bad temperament, their work is not police duties. I don't know what is so dangerous about Kpebu that you have soldiers supplanting police, soldiers taking over police duties.
But what happened when you went in after the conversation with the OSP officials there? Was it after that you came out and was arrested? At what point did they say that you were under arrest?
Right in there. I didn't come out. So you see, these soldiers, exchanges with one of the soldiers. Remember, the first one asked me when I replied, he stepped out. Then the shorter one, he couldn't contain his anger. I think he has anger issues, right? So he's the one I had the exchanges with. That was it. When I went upstairs, there was nothing. Ablomensa I had no. They sought to ask us the questions. And this is the third time. We had told them that, like I said, Martin said do that. You cannot investigate Mr. Nyama, your chief executive operations officer. You can't, much less your MD. So from day one, we've been telling them that no, listen, most of my allegations are against Kissi Agyebeng and then Albert Akurugu. Albert Akurugu is the director of asset recovery and management. So the first day, can you imagine, Albert, who is one of the persons had accused, sat down and sought to receive information from me. So my lawyers raised and said, but Albert, Martin Kpebu has named you as one of the persons who should be leaving. I mean, you are part of the problem because there is a petition against Albert Akurugu and Kissi Agyebeng Ashraj, right? So when we did that, then, and also raised that generally, even when you took out Albert, the other two are not senior to Kissi Agyebeng, so it will not work. That was the first meeting, so then we had to go. Then they said they will reconstitute and call us. They reconstituted and made us appear before Albert Paddington and then said Ablomensa. That was the second meeting. So then my lawyers raised it once again that no, this can't happen. That day I was in the company of lawyer Marcelinus Bia and my other colleague, right? And then lawyer Jakwasu also is our lead counsel, Agbeshi Jakwasu, right? So we raised it by Agbeshi Jakwasu was not in the meeting room. He was somewhere in the building. Now, so we said no, listen, find people senior to Kissi Agyebeng in the OSP in order for us to give that. Yes, because if you bring Kissi's subordinates, no, they want promotion. You know, even in the military, there is a lot of politics. You hear the word eye service or face fine. You ask soldiers up to a certain level, you will no longer get promotion unless you are politically aligned. So eye service, face fine, and those things. So I knew that no, if you give this to subordinates, they may sell the information for promotion. Even if they don't, okay? Even if they don't, a bystander, okay, will think that there will never be justice because you are going to investigate your boss. Who born dog? It won't happen. Neither Ghana nor elsewhere. No matter how courageous even the subordinates are, I'm saying that a bystander seeing that a subordinate is about to go and investigate his boss, it won't. No, that's not justice.
Did they tell you? I mean, so at what point did they tell you that they were moving you from the OSP's office to the NIB?
Oh. When what do you call? They didn't even tell me that is NIB. So all Seth Ablomensa did was that he told AJ the policeman to handcuff me. So he did, and then so you see how it is. You see why we need law reforms. I had no opportunity to call my wife and kids and family. No, I had no opportunity at all. So they just bundled me. And you see, to add insult to injury, do you know who came to escort me? The first soldier who questioned me and I replied, but who kept quiet. Yeah, he came to escort me. So you see that it's victory for them. That you dare to stand up to us. So I complained. I said, how can the man who even started this whole exchanges be the one to escort me? So a soldier came to escort me when there are police. So based on my complaint, when we got to the entrance, then Mr. J, who now had to drive the vehicle, asked the soldier to get down so the policeman will come and say, meanwhile, what are we looking for? This particular case, it brings up a lot about the way the Ghanaian has lost faith in the police service, so much so that everything in one soldier. Look, the policeman who came, he was far taller and muscular than the soldier. So what is it? Why is it that we like too much of just is it a uniform? Because in terms of physique, if you saw the policeman, the police also have the well-built, and he's far more well-built, taller, physically imposing than the soldier who got down. And the other soldier is very diminutive, very diminutive. So I don't even know why you be placing so much on you want soldiers.
Were you told what charges will be preferred against you, or you didn't get to that level? And if that, whilst you were in their premises, what happened? What was the conversation like?
No, so I was told that for obstruction of a public office or something like that. Yes, obstruction. So it only meant the soldier. Now soldier is performing police duties. I don't even know. Yes. Meanwhile, if they have this, I have witnesses. My 2 lawyers were present. They saw it was the soldier who first insulted me. I can't insult a soldier when he has not done anything. But the moment he insulted me, then that meant that he's not respecting his uniform. So how would a civilian? So you see the very reason we even say, look, don't bring them into the to mix with civilians. Keep them. There's a reason why there's a barracks. You say, look, let them do war. Maybe if there are bridges, some developmental activities, let them go and do. No, don't bring soldiers to perform police duties. That's because the guy clearly had no temperament for this.
Are you expected to go back to the OSP? How did you conclude before we were told that they brought you back to your office? What was the final conversations like?
I should come back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Yeah, I have my indenture. Well, ready, myself was ready to take it. 10 minutes. Ablomens, I said no.
So you are still expected to come and justify the
ridiculous. They just said I should report as well. I hope it won't be, because Martin, this is serious. So a few exchanges with a soldier who had no business performing police duties, you say I should bring indenture. That's title deed. You need a full house as being conditions. We are dead. So, but this is an opportunity for law reforms. It tells you how some public officers can abuse their office. You see, the whole office set up governments are, yes, they can see their boss is about to leave. They are not happy. I think he can foresee that he also lose his office. So because of that, he's trying to do something to protect Kissi Agyebeng, because I understand Kissi Agyebeng saying he had no knowledge. What kind of training did he give the staff? If he didn't give them high-handed training, why would Seth Ablomensa be asking me for an indenture over a matter of a few words with a soldier who started the whole thing?
Counsel, we are grateful that you made time to speak to us. Maybe the last one before I go. Whilst the NIB premises, what exactly happened? Or what exchanges or conversations went on?
NIB, so I was taken in, and then there's some paperwork, so you have to fill in. And then you feel it. You know, the one that struck me was that even I had this complimentary card, even that one was recorded. If you have this, they said, do I have anything? I checked all my packets and said no, because my phones and everything I had left in the car, right? So but when I dipped in my packet, I saw the complimentary card and then this nose mask. So the nose mask they didn't mention, but the complimentary card, I heard one of the officers telling another one to write in terms of property that I have. So they'll count everything. So they said 1 jacket, 1 black trousers, 1 belt, 1 white shirt. Then they asked, are you wearing a singlet? I said yes. What color is it? White. White singlet. 1 shoe. The hat, everything. And the complimentary card. So they had to document everything I had come into that place with, and then I was asked to sit so that the other processes would be gone into, and then unfortunately they didn't finish, and then I got bail.
All right, thank you so much, and we